Sorry. I caught it early. All right. I caught it early. My mic was muted. Why did I turn that back on? Yes, my mic was muted. I know. Here I am. Sorry, everybody. You can hear me. What? It was less than a minute in, and I finally caught it. Anyway, what was I saying? Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday morning, and welcome to part 3 of Steel Rain, which is likely to be the final part of Steel Rain, as we made great progress last Friday. We explored all of Vault 76, and the entire 4-hour broadcast was just Vault 76. Did I say 76? I meant 96. We explored all of Vault 96. It's Monday morning. I gotta drink some coffee. Hold on. We explored all of Vault 96. It took the entire 4 hours. I would love to do a lore video about it. I really would. But I'm kind of busy with the new lore series that I'm on right now. Fallout 3 Metro. All of the Metro tunnels of Fallout 3. I published my second episode in that series on Saturday. Had a blast with it. Hope you enjoyed it. We found our first unique item in the buried in the underground tunnels that we can't find anywhere else. And in this week's episode, which I'll publish on Saturday, we get another unique item. All of these unique weapons buried in the Metro tunnels of DC that we can find no other way. And I can't wait to share them all with you. But that's not today. Today is Fallout 76 and Steel Rain Part 3. I'm really looking forward to it. Let me see if we're live on Facebook. I know we're live on YouTube. I already looked earlier. It looks like we are live on Facebook. All right, wonderful to see everybody on Facebook today. Alex, Ryan, Jay, Robin with a donation of stars. Thank you, Robin. Alex, Robin says sound. Yeah, I'm going to be going through all of those. I found it on my own. I discovered it on my own. I got through it. Joe Klein says, nice shirt. Yeah, my Fallout loot box came. And it had this shirt, among other things, the left arm for the Deathclaw Build-A statue. Every month they give us a new piece. I've got the head, torso, and the 2 arms now. I just need like a pelvis and a couple of legs. And then I'll have a big Deathclaw statue. It also came with a Mr. Gutsy figurine. And, oh, this was cool. It came with this picture of the Pridwin. Postcard. I give these to my son. He likes putting these on his wall. He loves the art and all of the military vehicles and weapons in the Fallout series. It's his favorite part of what I do. He'll come into my office and just look at all my props, and he wants to play with every single gun. And of course, I let him. Well, I mean, I used to. I used to let him play with my Ranger Sequoia until he accidentally... He's in the other room. I don't want to embarrass him. He accidentally broke the finger guard on the trigger while playing with it. So I said no more after that. But I let him play with my Thirst Zapper up there. He likes the Thirst Zapper because it actually makes noise. Where was I? How did I get off on that? Oh, yeah, someone said nice shirt. I just go off on tangents. Jocelyn Ryan says, morning, Oxhorn from the Traveling Ryans. Hope you're having a good Monday, even if the mic is off. Yes. Thank you, Jocelyn Ryan. I caught it in the end. Sarah on Facebook says, hey, Oxhorn, hope you had a great weekend. Are ready to find out what the mysterious experiment the doctor was doing is? I'm pretty sure it was FEV. Of course, what was the point? We don't know yet. I'm really curious. I mean, he kept on saying that it was because he wanted to help. He wanted to perfect FEV. He wanted to help the wasteland. The researchers at Mariposa were perverting FEV, trying to make super soldiers, using it for military purposes. But what exactly was he doing? Was he, Dr. Blackburn, doing? Well, let's go find out. All right. And then let me see if we are alive on YouTube. And we are. And all of my metadata is correct. Thumbnail and everything. It's almost as if I'm doing this professionally. Good to see everybody on YouTube, all of the regulars, members, and Patreon subscribers in the chat today. Eric the Red with a gold derby, Gemma the Tea Lady with a gold derby, Deuteronomus and Slatty Bartfast, both with gold derbies. Julian Z says, Ox, another great vid this weekend. You're making me fall in love with the Capital Wasteland all over again. Also, what will you do if you finish the DLC early? Good question. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know what you want me to do. I could definitely use the extra time. If I finish the DLC early, I could definitely use the extra time to work on my lore video for the weekend. So I'm not staying up late on Friday night like I did this last week to get it done. Or I could play a little bit of Mass Effect 1. I know that I saw on Twitter some people disappointed that I wasn't playing Mass Effect 1 today, but as I always say on the program, when new content comes out for Fallout 76, it takes precedence over my existing schedule, and we get through it. Anyway, yeah, maybe let me know what you would prefer. Brian Sanchez says, also, the Bish Company was responsible for the whole Van Lowe sheep squatch thing. Also, go talk to Ares. He implied he got his face ripped off by it. Yeah, so over the weekend, viewers of my last broadcast proved that Ares is in fact Calvin Van Lowe. How did he survive? I don't know, but apparently there was a big Discord conversation with the developers of Fallout 76, and one of the developers came forward and said, yeah, Ares is Calvin Van Lowe. So apparently, before the war, Calvin Van Lowe in the basement of his taxidermy office was being manipulated by an imposter sheep squatch that he created and somehow survived. I mean, it sounded horrible. When we listened to his voice on the holotape, I mean, I thought he was dead. That's why I was as resistant as I was to the idea that he was still alive, because the way that he died, that's no way to go. But apparently he's still alive, and in the form of Ares. Of course, that raises a bunch of other questions. Why was his imposter sheep squatch in the tunnel that they were using as a hideout and a base for transporting the caravans? Like, I understand that the imposter sheep squatch's connection to that place is Ares / Calvin Van Lowe. I get that that's the connection, but what I want to understand is the why. Is it hunting Calvin Van Lowe? Does Calvin Van Lowe see the imposter sheep squatch as a pet? Did Ares program it to haunt those train tunnels? And if so, why did he send us in there knowing that it was there without warning us, right? It suddenly raises a bunch of narrative questions that I, for one, would love to have answered. But it's still an interesting little connection that they put in there. Thank you for that, Brian Sanchez. Altmaster says, Ox, I got a question for you. But first, I thought you should know, with the Sheep Assaultron, the holotape, you get command something. If you have an intelligence of 10 plus, you can bypass a backdoor entrance in the holotape. Really? Okay. Oh, is that going back to the Calvin Van Lowe plot line? I forget the command holotape. Sorry, hold on. Sorry about that. My kid's nanny is taking them out for a day. They're going to go like hot tub or something. And she was going to leave my dog here at the house. But as soon as she opened the front door to go get in the car, my dog ran outside and hopped in her car and refuses to leave. So apparently she's taking the dog with her now. They're out. They're going to go out and have a wonderful day. And the dog's coming, whether she wants it or not. Anyway, thank you for that one, Alt Master. I'll have to look into that again later. Noah B says you better start heading back to Fort Atlas initiate. Yes, yes. Boy, they just would not be quiet. All I want to do is read a terminal, and they're just harassing me. What are you still doing in Vault 96, Oxhorn? Shouldn't you be off doing something else, Oxhorn? Hey, you wrote all this lore and put it in the game. I'm doing my due diligence and reading it, and you're going to harass me for it? Fine. Heather Gallagher says, just to let you know, the traveling gold bullion vendor is out today. She sells stuff for 25% off. She was at Foundation for me just past the bridge. Yeah, and if you were paying attention, she's actually one of the kidnapped people. Her name was on the list of well, actually, I don't know if she was kidnapped or not. I remember that her name was on the manifest that we found in the train tunnel of people that the caravan company, the Blue Ridge Caravan Company, had been ferrying between, outside of West Virginia and into West Virginia. So that's how she got here. She traveled with the Blue Ridge Caravan. Sean Fernando says, I'm surprised there is a vault in the metro. There isn't a vault in the metro? Yeah, I don't think we can get to any of the vaults in the Capital Wasteland through the metro system, but that would be really interesting. However, in Fallout 4, of course, we can. The vault where Nick Valentine, Vault 114, I believe, where he was imprisoned, was only accessible from a metro system. So that was pretty cool. Greg Williams says, thanks for all you do. Your videos have gotten me through some tough times while at work and beyond. No worries, Greg. I'll be here as long as you're here watching. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. Jocelyn Ryan says, I gained a star on my derby. Hey, congrats, Jocelyn Ryan, for getting a star on your derby today. Longtime subscribers. I love it. Rap God 12340 became a Silver Ox. Thank you very much, Rap God. And Brotherhood of Steel Paladin says, nice shirt choice, Ox. I'm wearing the same one. Yeah, we all got our boxes through the mail over the weekend, and so we're all going to be rocking the Steel Dawn shirts for today's broadcast. Nick Deaton says, Ox, haven't seen a stream in a while. How you been? I've been very good, Nick. I've been doing my broadcasts, my streams 3-4 times a week, every week for, well, years now. So if you ever get that Oxhorn itch, I shouldn't have said that. Probably not a powder that I want to put to market or something. But anyway, if you ever get that Oxhorn itch, I'll be here. You can come and check it out or put on, talcum powder, whatever. Altmaster says, yes, it might give you answers to your questions for Calvin. Oh, if I were to do the holotape, but I don't have a 10 of intelligence. I'll have to look into that later. But that means that the lore is in the game. And if that's the case, then I'm really impressed. Awesome. Thank you, Altmaster. Julian Z says, Ox, you know you best, but I vote for just a tiny teensy-weensy bit of Mass Effect. Maybe the imposter sheep squatch just roams and following a program in search of a mate. Yes, but coincidentally that we meet it in multiple locations, and it just so happened to be following behind Calvin Van Lowe. Vince M says, good afternoon, Ox. Hope all is well. Looking forward to your stream. Cheers. Thank you. I'm looking forward as well. Can't wait to dive on in. Speaking of which, let's get in. Rico, World Peace became a Silver Ox on YouTube, and Dark Trainer Jess became a Bronze Ox on YouTube. Thank you very much, both of you. And then Heather Gallagher says, oh, Oxhorn Itch would be a good new t-shirt design edition. Man, I just got to watch what I say on camera. I sometimes forget that I'm live and that things can be misconstrued. Jeez. Anti-Oxhorn Itch, anti-itching powder. New line from Oxhorn brand merchandise. Red of War became a Silver Ox. Thank you, Red of War. Oh. And I got out just in the nick of time. This entire building was about to spawn right on top of me. Get me trapped again. Vladimir says Barry Mentats gives a +5 to intelligence. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I can take some chems to figure it out. Flashpoint Bob says, just wanted to mention some perks and mutations only work if fed. That's why it's still important to at least keep your hunger fulfilled. All right, all right. Well, we're here at the camp. Let's do some character maintenance before we dive into the new content. Okay, so first things first. Command holotape.
Hey. Good to see you again.
Command parameters. Yep. All right, let's make sure that I've got an intelligence of 10 first. Seven. Why is it negative? Because I'm hungry and thirsty. Okay. Before we get to read the holotape, we gotta make some food. Let's go make food. We can get our special stats up here, and then we can figure out the whole Calvin Van Lowe thing. Alright, garden exhausted. Let's go get some dirty water. Purified water. And some dirty water.
Scanning for knives, boys and girls. Scanning. None could be located. This work has become a desolate...
Major Baxter says, I'll try again. Hey, didn't Valdez get the Pip-Boy from you after Uncanny Caverns, the one she used in Vault 96? Yeah, many viewers made that connection and talked with me about it on Twitter after the broadcast. He's referring to entering Vault 96. I was confused at the time as to how Valdez had a Pip-Boy in order to get in. And then you reminded me that we got it off of the body of the Vault 96 resident inside Uncanny Caverns. Alright, hold on. I gotta put on all my perks for food. Super duper.
Sometimes I think I woke up in a pile of smoldering debris. Then I met someone, a stranger. And over time, well, that stranger isn't a stranger anymore.
Sophia, you're just so awesome, but you said the same thing.
I don't believe in luck or fate or any of that. But I do know that I wouldn't have changed it.
Oh, this is new. Really? Oh, that's new, isn't it? So we don't have to do it for everyone.
I wonder what Athena's doing right now. That Assaultron body, sometimes I think she got the better end of the deal.
Alright, and the rest is all juice. Do I have any meat? Yeah, grilled red stag. Plants. It's all juice. Alright. Oh, food. Alright, where's that put me at? I'm still negative. Why am I still negative? Oh, the marsupial mutation. Okay. So I could take Rad-X to temporarily... Oh, hold on. I do have, starched genes. Okay. go. Okay, now we can actually read the holotape. Command parameters. Author Calvin Van Lowe. This Assaultron has been modified to include the following.
I never imagined that I would share a home with somebody wonderful in a world like this. But this is my life.
Thank you, Sophia.
And I love it.
This Assaultron has been modified to include the following behavior parameters. 1. Sheep squatch mating ritual. 2. Read error unknown parameter. 2 errors have been detected in this unit's parameter settings. Diagnose errors. The following errors are present in this unit's behavioral parameters. Error 1117M installer Calvin Van Lowe. Listed installer of sheep squatch mating rituals parameter does not adhere to guideline blah blah blah. Employee ID decryption version 3.0. Please reinstall with proper guidelines. Error 729C, potentially malicious backdoor behavior parameter installed. No associated user. Please quarantine and identify. Then, per chat, we can pass an intelligence check of 10 or greater to quarantine the backdoor parameter. Method, backdoor installation. Type, combat, target prioritization, installer, mother unit. Behavior, locate all known BISH employees. That explains it. Eliminate target employee on site. Report success to mother unit. Sub-behavior, any Assaultron units encountered should be notified, or should be noted and reported to Mother Unit 01 for acquisition and repopulation procedures. That solves all my concerns. Why there was an additional imposter sheep squatch after we already killed one during the event where we killed the imposter sheep squatch. What it was doing in the tunnel, it answers everything. There was an additional unit because apparently Calvin Van Lowe had created a mother unit that is programmed to repopulate by acquiring new damaged Assaultrons and converting into imposter sheep squatches. Why was it at the tunnel? Because the Bish company was there and it had been programmed to locate and eliminate all known Bish employees. Thank you, developers.
Like this, you wonder.
You answered my questions before I could even ask them. I love it. And thank you, chat, for letting me know that that was even there. That's awesome. Okay, now we need to make ammunition. Sorry, I'm getting behind on the chat. I've been too preoccupied with the whole Calvin Van Lowe subplot. Brady Jables became a bronze ox. Thank you, Brady Jables. Julian Zia says, it's not because you're hungry. There are no debuffs now. Yeah, I finally figured out why it was. Alt Master says, and if he set up the vault so that they had to die for him to get out, why did he try to help them to escape? Part 2. I think it was his only option. It's not like he could initiate the sterilization protocols and then go hide in a closet. They'd figure that out pretty quickly. They'd realize what he had done and maybe they would turn on him, right? So if he was going to, his only way out is if all of the other researchers in Vault 96 are dead. That's his only way out. And the only way for them to all be dead. Actually, wait a minute. He could have just waited.
It's hard to concentrate on my work when you're gone.
I mean, after all, Nina was already dead, right? And she was dead because she didn't meet her...
Sometimes I think...
Oh, Sophia. Man, she just talks so much.
In a pile.
So Nina was dead because she didn't meet her quota. And the quota was increasing every single month. So all he had to do if he wanted to get out was wait until everyone else's quota got so high that there was no way they could have possibly met the quota. They would have all died and then he would have gotten out. So you're right. Why did he stage the rebellion? Why did he try to help them all escape? He needed them all dead, but he could have just waited for them to meet their quota. So maybe he had a change of heart. Maybe he genuinely felt bad and really wanted to help save all of the rest of the vault dwellers. That's a good question, All Grendel. I hadn't thought of that before. Brian Sanchez says, Ox, remember the necklace Burke had and Marcia's mom had the same one? Well, my friend said that one of the Pierce's lines says he has a war trophy Brotherhood of Steel helmet. They also showed up at the same time as Brotherhood of Steel. Oh, yeah. Well, I had already thought. Right, okay, so what you're suggesting is that they got the necklace from Marcia's mom during the raid where they killed Marcia's mom, and that therefore they're the same raiders. Well, that's actually, I had that thought, and I think I even said as much during my live stream. It's just too great of a coincidence that Burke has the exact same necklace that Marcia's mom had, right? That's way too much of a coincidence. I was expecting that was going to be the plot piece that would have allowed us to convince Marcia to go back to the Brotherhood of Steel. We could have said, oh, wait a minute. They're raiders. Your parents were killed by raiders, and yet you blame the Brotherhood of Steel, and yet these raiders just so happen to have the exact same necklace your mother had. You don't find that coincidental? But no, we couldn't have said that. Instead, it's all about family. No, you need to go back to Fort Atlas because they're your real family. But Vault Dweller, these raiders are my new family. But wait a minute, your literal brother is literal family. Yeah, that whole thing just was really weird. Had we actually been able to leverage the necklace, would have made a bit more sense. Rockland F says, looks like Leon and Claire from Resident Evil are up to new adventures on Netflix. It takes place after Resident Evil 4 and before Resident Evil 5. The story really evolves. Cool. Is it animated or live action? Because I don't think I could sit through anything animated. If it was like a Witcher thing, then that would be cool. Oh, Jerry says, thanks for streaming awesome content, Ox. This DLC is pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm having a good time so far. Robin says, do they not have spawn mats like they do in Fallout 4 where you can designate where you pop up at? Because getting trapped underneath your house is a bit ridiculous. They don't have spawn mats, but what they do have is this little camp device that you can set down in your camp. And based on where you orient the camp device in your camp, you can somehow kind of control where you spawn. The mechanic is really vague. I remember watching a video on it, and you have to like set it in a section and then twist it a certain angle, and apparently you appear on, there's this invisible ring around your camp, and you appear on one little outside part of the ring. So the trick is placing the camp and then fast traveling to your camp and finding out where you spawn, and then just sort of doing the coordinates in your head and then grabbing it again and twisting again until you get to where you want. So yeah, it's not really intuitive, and I haven't bothered to do it yet. Joe Klein says, when you spawn at your camp, would a fast travel mat keep you from appearing under your building? If they had such a thing, maybe. I mean, I suppose I could get in my camp and try to move it around to see if I spawn somewhere else. But it's weird because even where it's situated now, I only appear underneath my building when I log in for the first time. When I fast travel to my camp, I actually appear in the garden where I'm growing all of my crops, which is where I want to appear because there's nothing for me to get stuck under there. So that's one reason why I'm hesitant to change my fast travel marker, because it's kind of different from my logging in spawn marker. When I log in for the first time, I appear under my house and it appears on top of me. But when I fast travel there, I appear in my garden. All right. Oh man, and even more have popped up since then. Vladimir says there's a punch card machine at train stations. You can build one too. You can make and remake a second layout with 15 of any attribute completely free. That's awesome. I'll have to do that at some point. Scott says, greetings from Russia, Comrade Oxhorn. Thank you for your awesome videos. Nice cigar, by the way. Thank you very much, Scott. I'm trying something new today. I'm trying a Flathead 770. Got it at the local cigar shop, and it's bigger than I typically smoke, but I'm enjoying it so far. NB Mole Miner says, Ox, those rocks in the tubes look like chrysalises. Yeah, they do. I mean, they're kind of floating. They're doing some sort of humming and buzzing inside Vault 96. They do kind of look like chrysalises, like cocoons or something, as if there could be a creature deep inside, and perhaps that is where creature X001 came from. And the chat was telling me that apparently the creature that was kept in Vault 96 X001 was the Flatwoods monster. That would explain the alien chrysalises and the floating crystals we found in Vault 96. And then remember there was that bit of lore where they were doing an experimentation on creatures phasing in and out. And remember, we read that piece about two animals that phased into each other and they died. Apparently, that's supposed to be a reference to the phasing ability of the Flatwoods monster. The ability to teleport from one spot to the next. That's not an alien technology ability. No, the aliens were captured by Vault 96 researchers, experimented on with a little bit of this chemical or this virus that they were using, FEV apparently, and they granted upon the Flatwoods monster the ability to teleport. So apparently that's the connection, which is pretty cool. CD says, hey Ox, who'd the V96 Pip-Boy belong to? Well, if all of the residents were killed in the vault, as we were led to believe by the holotapes that we found there, we know Nina was killed in the vault. That leaves 4, and we know at least a few others were killed when the security robots attacked. You're right. Who does the Pip-Boy belong to? Well, someone must have escaped. I'm not sure we know who. Jet Zero says, hey, Oxhorn, long time no see. It's been a while, but I subbed to your content back midway around Fallout 4. Now is the Steel Rain DLC, by the way? Or how is the Steel Rain DLC, by the way? It's really interesting. It's raising a lot of thought-provoking questions that the chat is helping me connect the dots to better understand. I'm having a good time. Sammy G says, just wanted to say hi and thanks for being awesome, Ox. Thank you, Sammy G. Brian Sanchez says, Ox, if you don't have Class Freak perk, you need it. Class Freak. Okay. I'll have to look that one up. Thank you. And then O. Jerry became a Bronze Ox. Thank you, O. Jerry. All right, now I need to craft some ammo while I'm here.
Think how small these mountains can be. Shit.
All right. Oh, I forgot to put it on. I took off sneak. And I forgot to put Ammo Smith on. Wow. Wow. Oxhorn, wow. Okay, but I think we're good to go. Now, the catalyst. We finished our interrogation of Dr. Blackburn and learned that his colleagues intended to manufacture and spread his new FEV strain from a secret lab beneath the West Tek Research Center. I need to head to West Tek and stop them before it's too late. Enter the West Tek Research Center. Doggone it, Sophia, you're just way too noisy. And she's gone. Wasteland Wanderer says, hi, Ox, out of all of the vaults.
On lab. We
Camp is so noisy. One or more related items are in use. I can't get rid of them. Anyway, he says, hi Ox, out of all the vaults, which one did you enjoy exploring the most? Have a good stream. I don't know. I mean, what Vault 76 vaults? I mean, Vault 96 was really interesting. I enjoyed Vault 94 as well. The New Vegas vaults were good. I mean, honestly, most of the vaults are good. Grapefruit with a tip. Thank you very much, Grapefruit. All right, we're right next to West Tek. In fact, we should probably just walk there. Joe Googe on YouTube says, just got a new job today. Here's your cut. Thank you, Joe Googe. I appreciate it, my friend. Oh, Jerry became a Silver Ox. Thank you, Oh, Jerry. Now let's see how they did this. Did they add a new external entrance, or did they add a new section within West Tek that we can only explore with Steel Rain installed? We'll find out. Wow, looks like lots of people have been coming here. We find no opposition. Just a bunch of dead mutants. All right, looks like the new area is inside the main door. Jet Zero says, hey Ox, hope the stream is going well. I think I sent one of these earlier, but it didn't go through. Anyway, hope you have a great stream. Thank you, Jet Zero, very much. Okay, so it's over towards the staircase. I should know the layout of this place pretty well. I did a lore video on it, and what was that? There it is. FEV production. That wasn't here before. Oh, come on. I was looking. I was sightseeing, guys. Don't make me do the terminal again.
Time to die.
There we go. Cool. A new interior cell. Right, I don't know why I pulled out my lever action rifle. I actually have fewer rounds of ammunition for it, so we'll stick with the Gauss rifle. Defeat the mercenaries! And loot. Loot, loot, loot. I'm gonna loot. I'm gonna loot and look for lore. Red of War says Fallout 76 worth playing again. I've not even played since I finished Wastelanders. Well, I mean, yeah, it depends. I think it's worth playing because I'm really enjoying the story. I love the world exploration. It's just the kind of game I really enjoy spending a lot of time in.
Tough shit. They're just a bunch of amateurs.
As a multiplayer online game, there's a lot of grinding, which I don't particularly enjoy, but it's all about finding the things you do enjoy in a game and then focusing your time on that. Just because there's a part of a game that exists doesn't mean you have to do it if you don't personally derive pleasure from doing so. I don't like grinding, so I just don't do it, and I'm able to really enjoy my time in Fallout 76. To each their own. Where? Oh. That's a really loud weapon, but really cool. Grapefront says, "Hey Ox, thoughts on Fallout Alaska that shows us an Anchorage after the war with Army and Chinese remnants?" I mean, it would be so cool to revisit Alaska outside of the Operation Anchorage DLC and simulation. I mean, the problem with the Operation Anchorage simulation is we don't know what to believe, because at the very end of the simulation we learned that it was all the fever dream of General what's-his-name, who after Operation Anchorage came back to Washington and created this computer program as part of a training exercise and put in a bunch of stuff that didn't actually happen just to make the soldiers look better. So we get through the entire thing and we don't even walk away knowing what really happened.
And you'll never work a day in your life.
So yeah, it would be awesome being able to go back to Alaska.
What the hell are they doing with all these people? Guess it doesn't matter, as long as I'm getting paid.
Well, a West Tek scientist died here in some executive desk. And we've got mutants floating in FEV tanks.
Haven't had a good firefight in a while. I'm getting antsy.
Okay, mercenaries, calm down. I'm coming.
Ah, stepped in mole rat shit. These are new boots, too.
Wow!
I'm hit! Cover me! I'm hit! You can't kill us all!
I can!
Appalachia will know the angry Hellions.
What was that?
Where we can see you,
No need for that. Oh, I've not gone away thus far, have I?
Hey!
Enough, Shin. Let's catch up with that vampire.
There you guys are. Took your time getting here. Well, I have a feeling this is one of those moments where I wish I could quick save so that I could reload and explore all the different dialogue options. But I'm not going to be able to do that here. I'm going to be able to pick one and just go with that. All right, before we talk to him, let's loot. Ooh. That super mutant is wearing armor. So that's a post-war super mutant on an operating table in a pre-war research lab. But the Hellcats were here, which begs the question, how did the Hellcats get here? The entrance was in the locked research wing of West Tek, which we had to unlock to get through. So how did the Hellcats get here? Do they have keys too? Did they fight through all the super mutants? Do the mutants in the greater West Tek facility not know this place exists? I think there was one more that I killed. Yeah, here we go. Alright, I think that's it. Oh, super mutant chunks in a vat. Ew. Alright, guys. Well, I can only talk with one of you. Alright, before we go into this, where are we? I don't want to murder Dr. Blackburn, okay? I also don't think that what he did was good. Now, what is the ultimate thing that he created? After everything is said and done, did he create something useful? We don't know yet. But what if he did? Are we going to infect all of Appalachia without talking to them with something that we think is beneficial, but we haven't proven yet? I mean, hold on a minute. Let's talk about real world ethics here. If this was the real world and they had some sort of really cool virus that cured just, you know, everything, but they had never tested it on anyone, like Blackburn hasn't. He's done his own experimentations, but it's not like he went through any trials or anything like that. Would we just release it to the atmosphere without testing it first? Probably not. But in the video game world where we think we've got something that definitely will work, maybe we'll do it. But then again, it is some sort of really crazy technology, and that's what the Brotherhood is against. Well, before we dive into that, let's find out exactly what we're working with. All right, we'll start by talking with Paladin Romani.
Everything under control, Initiate.
There were some more Hellcat mercenaries guarding the place. They weren't interested in talking.
The Hellcats were likely here to protect Blackburn's associates from the super mutants above.
Should we expect any further resistance?
I am not aware of the details of the defensive measures my colleagues may have taken. I would not, however, expect them to tolerate trespassers.
We should keep moving.
As you wish. I am your prisoner, after all. I have little choice in the matter.
Mr. Master Chief says, Ox, you missed my super chat. My apologies. Sometimes these things happen when I'm playing a game. Mr. Master Chief says, hey, Ox, how are you doing? And I see your gameplay of L.A. Noire, and if you like those old-time music and cars, try out Mafia Definitive Edition series. Yeah, I've heard some really good things about the Mafia series, and it's something that I've been toying with exploring. I might have to check it out. All right. Anything you can tell us about your associates that might help?
Dr. Farhar is nominally the head of their group, Headstrong, an old university colleague. Dr. Jane was a junior scientist at West Tek, brilliant but easily led. He shared my disgust at the Huntersville mistake. Nellie Wright, on the other hand, is Dr. Farhar's pet project, an adoptee of sorts. Very talented, despite her lack of formal schooling.
How do we know you're not leading us into a trap?
A trap I conceived, prepared, and executed entirely while in your custody? You give me too much credit.
Man, this voice actor is just so good. And I'm so glad that they're tying together Fallout New Vegas with Fallout 76 by using the same voice actors they used for Joshua Graham. He's just amazing. You know, he was the same voice actor for Herschel. Herschel in L.A. Noire, our detective for the fourth chapter. I think his name was Herschel Biggs or something. I still don't trust you, Blackburn. You're up to something.
Paranoia ill suits you. I have complied with your every demand.
And that is precisely what is so concerning.
Eric the Red says Romani ages about 150 years when in direct light. Yeah, yikes, he says. Yeah, the spotlight on the power armor really flushes out or wipes out her features. Pedro says, keep up with this world-class entertainment, Mr. Oxhorn. Greetings. Greetings from Paraguay. Well, thank you very much, Pedro. I'll keep it up as long as you guys keep on showing up. Hey, let's not waste any more time, Blackburn.
Certainly.
Let's move out. Eyes open.
Okay. Guess I'm gonna follow you. Glad I looted when I did. Jamie Armstrong says, thank you, Ox, for all the Fallout vids and other games. You get me to explore games I wouldn't otherwise. You're welcome. I do what I can. Well, there they are. That was fast. Whoa!
Edgar, who are these people? What happened to the guards?
The guards are dead, Dr. Farhar. This is the Brotherhood of Steel. I have been their guest since they discovered our project. Regrettably, they object to what we are doing.
We will not be intimidated. This facility is secure. You can't get to us. We will finish our work.
You can't possibly release the FEV on the population again. You know what it did last time.
This isn't the Huntersville strain. Dr. Blackburn has purified the virus of its considerable defects.
We've made something wonderful out of something horrible. We're helping people this time.
So you keep saying, but you haven't told me exactly how you're helping people. Have you actually had any successes? All I've seen are monstrosities and corpses.
Well, no. Not as such, but...
Of course we have. Experimentation has identified the key flaws in the original strain. Iterative testing has pinpointed the defective genetic sequences, and we've corrected them in each case.
So you're just going to repeat Huntersville all over again?
Of course not. What West Tek did was a terrible mistake. An affront to science. They didn't care who they hurt. And they did it just to see what happened. We're trying to help people. This will make people safe again.
Dr. Jane is enthusiastic, but it's true. We are not doing this just to satisfy our curiosity.
We're advancing science itself. The cost doesn't matter. No offense to Dr. Jane, but West Tek wasn't doing science. They were only burning ants with a magnifying glass by comparison.
What they're doing here is, it's exactly what pissed off Roger Maxson when he founded the Brotherhood of Steel. It's everything the Brotherhood of Steel is against. I can't imagine either Romani or Shin agreeing with these scientists. So I'm going to be very surprised, unless we discover that what this new virus actually does is super amazing. I would be very surprised if either of them recommended that we allow them to release this modified FEV into the atmosphere. Noah says, hey, I want to try 76 again. Is it worth it? It's worth it depending on what you're trying to get out of it. For me, as a person who loves exploring post-apocalyptic wildernesses and who enjoys storyline, it's worth it. But have you tested it? How can you know?
We've run the simulations. All three of us triple-checked the models and compared to prior experimental data.
We're confident in the formulation.
You know what they say. Human testing is the best testing. A large-scale release will provide a representative sample. Science needs vision. Like Dr. Blackburn's? Like ours? Let's not let testing hold us
Oh,
back.
Nelly. You are so done, Nelly. That's exactly the kind of human hubris that got us into this mess to begin with. Gontarodim says they should use it on themselves first. Yeah, if they're so confident it's good for humanity, maybe do a little bit of human testing on themselves. You admit it's untested and that you've had no successful trials. You know you can't release it.
Well, sure. It might seem hasty, but...
Don't be such a pushover, Jamie.
But...
No, wait. I've also had my doubts.
Thank you.
Perhaps we should discuss this after all.
I can see you're troubled. You know what you're doing isn't right. Let's talk through this. We can come to an agreement.
I want to avoid violence. But that's always on the table, as long as you hold Dr. Blackburn hostage. Let him go. Please, let him go or we will cut off this negotiation and proceed with our plans.
I am afraid you will have to give in on this one. If you truly want to stop our distribution process, I advise you to listen to the doctor's entreaties.
Didn't expect that. What are you talking about?
Allow me to explain. My colleagues could not stop production if they tried. It requires a code. I am the only one who knows the code. I set this plan in motion, and I am the only one who can stop it.
Is this true?
Edgar.
You will have to forgive Dr. Farha. She did not know. I added this functionality to our distribution program. As insurance, you might say.
Boy, that's handy, huh?
So there you have it. I am willing to help you in exchange for sparing my colleagues' lives. But you will have to let me in there with them.
All right. But he's the only one who can stop it. He's the only one who has the code. He's killed countless people to get modified FEV to this point, and yet at the very end, he's going to allow us to use this code that only he knows to shut down the entire thing. But if we let him and his friends go... Exactly. Why help us now? You said any price was your goal, was worth your goal.
Perhaps in the end, I am more willing to sacrifice the lives of strangers than friends and colleagues. I do not wish them to be harmed. My hypocrisy in this is only human.
You can't expect us to trust you.
Trust me or trust me not. The truth remains the truth.
I briefly looked at the chat, and the only thing I saw in all caps was, spoilers, don't look at chat, Ox. Alright, so I'm going to avoid chat for now. We can always kill them later, right? I mean, killing them is always on the table. Blowing this place up. I mean, we've got tactical nuclear silos dotted all over Appalachia. We could nuke the place, right? Eric the Red says, crazy scientist logic. We've run it through a simulator and tested it 3 times. 3. In that case, go ahead and throw it in the water supply. Good work, team. All right, I'll tell you where my thinking is. I'm going to choose I don't like this, but I don't see any other choice. Because if he's telling the truth, and at this point we don't know, he could be completely lying to us as a way to save his life. But if he's telling the truth, then the only way to stop it is if he's in that room with them.
Attention, citizens.
If we kill him, we'll lose that opportunity. If we don't negotiate, we lose that opportunity. There are already 2 scientists on the other side of that glass that are listening to us, that have doubts about what they're about to do. That's 2 out of the 4. 50% of them have doubts. If we can negotiate with them and convince them to stop this, then we can get through this without any bloodshed, and putting him on the other side of that glass is the only way to do it. So for now, I'm going to say, I don't like this, but I don't see any other choice.
I assure you, I have only a peaceful resolution in mind.
We cannot seriously be considering this.
I don't like it either. But what other option do we have? If we do nothing, the outcome will be just as catastrophic.
Dr. Farhar, please permit me inside as a sign of good faith from the Brotherhood. I am certain we can negotiate a peaceful resolution and perhaps preserve our work at the same time.
All right. I'm registering you for the security grid. Just you.
With your leave,
Don't make this worse.
This is a mistake.
I hope he's wrong about that. I'm suddenly double guessing myself here. Oh, it's done now.
now that that is over with, Nellie, prep the test chamber. They want proof of our success. I will give it to them myself.
Edgar, wait!
Alt Grendel with a tip. Thank you, Alt Grendel. June says, can't unhear Joshua. The burned man lives forever in different hosts. It does indeed. I love it. Okay, so wait a minute. He's going to prepare the test chamber and give us proof? On himself? Okay. If he believes in it that much, okay. Better than experimenting on all of Appalachia. He can test on himself. I'm fully okay with that. Oh, but we don't have an option to say that we're fully okay with that. Okay, well, this wasn't the deal, Blackburn.
I am sorry, but this must happen. You will see, and then there will be no more debate.
Edgar, please. Let's talk about this.
You've signed your death warrant, Blackburn.
I will test the sample on myself and be proof of our achievement. Anything you do to me after does not matter.
I'm totally cool with this.
I'm going in. Ready the tag.
We should have executed him when we had the chance.
Why?
Now is not the time. You gotta find a way in quickly. There's no time to waste.
Why? I want to see what happens. Am I the only one curious to see what happens? Why is testing it on himself bad? Like, he was ready, all of these scientists were ready to test it on an entire population. And none of them stopped to test it on themselves first. It takes the Brotherhood of Steel coming here before they finally test it on themselves to make sure it's safe. If they want to go through with testing it on themselves as a sample, I fully support that. I don't understand why Shin and Romani are so upset about this. United Engines of America says, could the Vault Dweller and the Brotherhood of Steel destroy Skynet? Oh, yeah, totally. No, I don't think they could. All right, drop through the hatch. Drop through the hatch. All right, we got to drop through the hatch. Let's loot first. I'm going in.
FEV flow ready, Doctor.
Initiate procedure.
Initiating.
Oh, no.
All of you, this isn't right.
What's this? No. What's happening? This can't be. The figures look correct.
Of course! Dr. Blackburn!
You die!
Oh! Oh, I'm done! I'm done, son! You look very tasty now, he says. Hang up! Get over here by this explosive barrel. Get over here by this explosive barrel.
You must die. Rage. Uncontrollable. Rage.
What is he doing? Just freaking out. Come here.
Kill you. Silence.
This is what happens when we let people play God. This proves more than anything the need for our brotherhood. The need for our justice.
The scientists are still locked upstairs. Let's hear what they have to say for themselves.
Okay. Well, that's all the evidence we need, right? I can't imagine any of these scientists are going to be like, yeah, let's go ahead and release it. I mean, from Shin's perspective, had we just killed Blackburn, had we just killed all of these scientists, we would have ultimately achieved the same result and gone through a whole lot of less turmoil. But this way, we at least know. This way, we know that it would have been a bad virus. We know that it didn't go through enough testing. We know what the ultimate result would have been. And had we not negotiated, had we not talked with them, had we not allowed Blackburn to test it on himself, we would have always wondered, did we act too quickly? Were we too hasty? Did the scientists maybe have a point? I guess from a Brotherhood perspective, they never do. Technology used by humans is always evil, but at least now we know. And we'll never have that nagging doubt.
Edgar, I should have known. I did know. We weren't ready. I owe you an apology. Our work was a failure. Any good it might have done was a mirage. I knew it in my heart, but didn't listen. As a token of goodwill, I have used Edgar's code to stop production. We will not distribute the virus. I will make sure of that. But I will not simply let you in. There may be little I can do to stop you, but I will defend my colleagues in what little way I can.
Two things. Did Edgar really have enough time to give her the code before he turned himself into a mutant? I guess he did. Which is a good thing. It shows that even he had a seed of doubt in the back of his mind. He was so sure that it was going to work that he was willing to sacrifice himself to prove it, and yet before he did, he gave the code to her just in case. And the just in case scenario ended up being the real one. The second thing is that they still haven't told us what the supposed good benefit of this modified FEV would be. What would it have done? Cured all super mutants? Cured all mutation? Did I somehow miss that? They haven't gone through that. They've just told us it's got amazing benefits, but they haven't told us what those benefits are. Sonbull says, "Hi Ox, there's a holotape on the trolley." Oh, there's a holotape on a trolley? Did I miss that? Thank you, Sonbull. You guys are eagle-eyed, and I appreciate it. All right, we have a number of ways to get in. We could pass a charisma check of 12 to say we agreed to your terms earlier. An equal exchange of goodwill would go a long way. We could say, will you let us in if I say pretty please? We could say, we'll find another way in then. And we probably can, and I'm interested to see what that way would be. But I think the easiest way would be to pass a strength check of 12 to say, after what we just did to that mutant, you're sure you don't want to cooperate? See what she says to that. Gwendolyn says, gotta go do some more science. Good luck, Gwendolyn. Just don't release FEV into the atmosphere, please.
I must admit that I am powerless before you. If our cooperation can sway you to avoid more violence, then I will let you through. The way is open. We await your judgment.
Do you really think they've stopped production? This whole sob story sounds like a trap.
Yeah,
verify
shit.
that once the area is secure and send prescribed by death to double check. Until then, stay on.
I'm gonna follow them to see if we get any storyline elements. Then I'm gonna go back for that holotape. Okay. Holotape on a trolley, says Sonbull. Thank you, Sonbull. Let's see if we can find it. Holotape on a trolley. Trolley, trolley, oxen free. There it is! Oh, Sonbull, I love you. West Tek viewing chamber password. Well, that was the other way in. It's just a password laying on a trolley. I thought it was going to be lore for a minute there, but no, that's if we didn't want to pass the strength or charisma check. Oh, that's hilarious. But thank you, Sonbull. Okay, I'm probably going to have to pass some dialogue checks. Let's take a Rad X to negate my mutations. Let's take an XL to add +2 to all specials. And then I have a beer, right? plus 3 charisma, plus 3 luck, plus 5 charisma. It's probably going to be a charisma check. Verify that it worked. 15 perception. Why is my charisma only 9? I need 1 more charisma. Beer. 10.
You've arrived. Please, hear me out. We are scientists. Our work is all we have to give to this broken world. We had truly hoped to give humanity a better way to fight back. Against the radiation, the mutants, the decay of civilization. We failed. But this doesn't have to be the end. There is so much good that we can still do, please. Spare us your wrath.
Clarence
Why does it
says...
sound like you're giving up? We weren't that far off. Just a tweak here or there.
If I may interrupt, I agree with everything Dr. Farhar has to say. Despite how it looks, we are not evil people. We wish only to better humankind. Knowing that, what are your intentions with us?
Clarence says, I thought chems don't stack in 76. You're right, they don't. Food and chems do, but you're right. Chems don't stack. I forgot for a moment there. We can say I'm on your side, science is the way forward, or kidnapping, human experimentation, creation of a giant bloodthirsty mutant sounds pretty evil to me, or we are still deciding what to do with you. Let's do the we are still deciding to see what the paladins have to say.
I hope that's not a threat.
The Brotherhood exists to keep humanity safe. And your work endangered everyone in Appalachia. If that failed virus had gotten out, countless people could have died. We can't allow you to continue experimenting.
Wait, Shin. It's clear that we can't just let them go.
Right.
Their knowledge could be valuable to the Brotherhood and the people of Appalachia.
Yes.
Blackburn was the ringleader, but he's gone. We know nothing about the others, and of all people, you and I shouldn't fault anyone for trying to make a difference.
I can. And I will.
Is this still about back then? You can't forgive yourself for your own mistakes, so you refuse to forgive others too. When will you put that behind you?
This has nothing to do with that. There will be no more experiments. And they're too dangerous to keep prisoner.
What?
Wait, you're really going to kill us?
Hold on. We're not killing anybody. We will bring them back to Fort Atlas and have Scribe Valdez monitor their work.
Yes.
Have you lost your mind?
Think about it. This is exactly why the Brotherhood exists. To safeguard technology. And I hate to admit it, but the Elders are right on this. We can't let them go, but we can't destroy what knowledge they have either.
A wise compromise. I'm willing to cooperate. You, the angry one. Consider the fact that universities are no longer operating. In a generation or two, there will be few, if any, people left in the world with a formal education.
How many dozens have you killed? Do you really think your life is worth more than theirs because of your education?
Good
We don't
point.
need your knowledge if you're deranged enough to resort to human experimentation.
Please! Stop this. Let us stop for a moment and talk to each other. There's still much that we haven't told you about our work. And we know little about your Brotherhood. Perhaps we can find out more where our perspectives overlap.
Yes. Maybe some discussion will cool Shin's head. I have no desire for this to come to blows.
Very well. You haven't said anything yet. Surely you have an opinion on this matter.
NB Mole Miner says Ox curing mutations isn't a good thing. It would mean the death to an entire species of human. The Mole Miner's diversity is beautiful. Yeah, you raise a great point. There are lots of mutated creatures in the wasteland now that are sentient. and curing mutations might destroy them, and that would be a bad thing. Well, I'm probably going to choose this one. But I'm going to start with this one because I want to talk with everyone first.
By all means. We won't be going anywhere.
That means all my chems are going to go.
I urge you to reconsider. This was never meant to come to violence.
Do you not consider kidnapping and human experimentation to be violence?
I never intended to hurt anyone. Dr. Blackburn was in charge of procurement. He told us they were volunteers. It was only later that...
Oh, did he?
By then...
Did he?
Please understand, we were so close. It could have ended any day. And everything we did was for the greater good. We must carry forward what we learned, or all that sacrifice will have been for nothing.
As long as there's no more sacrifice, what do you intend to work on if we let you live?
Dr. Farha may disagree, but I'd like to finish the FEV formula.
No.
We can implement new safety measures.
No.
Animal experiments only.
No.
Thorough waste disposal. We were so close to improving the human race as we know it. The world has changed, my friend. How are we to survive if we don't change with it?
And you're still not telling us how FEV would improve the human race. Give me details, guy. But just as far as I'm concerned, FEV is just a dead end, scientifically. From Mariposa to the Institute to the Enclave, just no. Enough with FEV. Try something else, guys. I'm so sick of FEV, I don't want it in this universe anymore. No more experimenting on FEV, even if it's on animals. All right, can you tell me more about your colleagues?
They are good people. Dr. Farah is quite strict, but it's because she cares. About Nellie particularly. The girl is unorthodox, but you can't fault her for it. We're all born differently into this world. And about Dr. Blackburn, well, the world has lost a visionary intellect. It's a shame. A tragedy.
Yeah, well, Dr. Stanislaus Braun was a visionary intellect as well, but I'm kind of glad he's trapped forever. That's all for now.
Please don't let this work go to waste.
All right, Farha.
What questions do you have for me? Or has your party made a decision?
What do you plan on working on if we let you live?
We could focus the idea of human evolution into a more targeted formula. Say, a formula to increase muscle bulk, or to repel radiation. In fact, I hear serums of that sort may already be circulating among the survivors of the region. I'd like to study what they have created and improve upon it.
All right, as long as it's not FEV. What are your thoughts on the FEV experiment?
It went too far. And quite frankly, I regret bringing the others onto this project. By the time I figured out that Dr. Blackburn was experimenting on humans, Nellie and Dr. Jane had already become passionate about the project. I was unable to convince them to pull back. I stayed in the hopes that my objections could save even one innocent person from being experimented on.
Eric the Red says, President Eden also tried to cleanse the world of mutations. We know how that turned out. That we do. But ultimately, we don't know exactly what their FEV was supposed to do. They haven't told us yet. They haven't even said if it was going to cure mutation. Noah says, should I make a new character to get a better grip on the new main story or use my old one? Either is good. I made a new character after Wastelanders, and I went through the old story, well, most of it, and it mostly hasn't changed. All they've done is added a few new NPCs scattered amongst the ruins that we have to explore for the old story that provide greater context. Like at the airport, we find an NPC waiting there. At the insane asylum, we find an NPC waiting there. None of that story has changed, but they add a few NPCs that bring more color to that story. It's not necessary to make a new character to enjoy Wastelanders. I'm playing on my old character. All my chems are wearing off because I'm taking way too long in dialogue. So I hear what she's saying, but I do think she had more power than she lets on. She was the lead researcher here. She could have stopped it. So we can say excuses and cowardice. You could have stopped this instead of rationalizing your helplessness.
You're right. No excuse will make up for my mistake. That is why I hope to keep living and contribute what I can to the greater good.
How do you know the other scientists?
Dr. Blackburn and Dr. Jane were my college associates. They didn't know each other at the time. I met Nellie when she broke through my window to search for scraps, as wasteland survivors do. She was more interested in my research notes than my leftovers. So I took her in, taught her what I know.
All right, that's all for now.
I'm responsible for the actions of my associates. I ask that you have mercy on them, if not me.
Noble. All right, Nellie.
I heard when the Brotherhood breaks down your door, they say, "Add victory. Hand over your arms." Is that true?
It's ad victoriam, civilian. Now, hand over your arms.
Oh, wow. That's scary. You really made my heart skip a beat. I don't have any arms.
You've got two.
Well, unless you mean human arms, because I've got two of those, but they're mine. I can't have them.
Can you tell me about the FEV project?
Wrong. It's all wrong. We ran the models, but the models were wrong. I know exactly where to change the ratios to make this work. I can make it work. We just need one more chance. Don't run from science. Let us do this. Let us change the world.
Change your world. Don't change everyone else's world. So about all of those people you turned into super mutants.
What about them?
Ryan2Gamer says, I didn't have the heart to gun these unarmed scientists down. It was a hard choice, but I just didn't have the heart to shoot unarmed civilians. I can sympathize with you there. Well, don't you feel bad? Those were innocent people. Now they're mutated beasts.
Is that any worse than being human? As Dr. Jane says, all life is sacred. You'd probably gun them down regardless, right?
Those people had no choice in the matter. You kidnapped them.
To improve the human race. If I was kidnapped for our experiments, I wouldn't mind. Most kidnappers do much worse.
The ends justifies the means. Yes, yes. I think you're a sociopath.
Oh, are you a licensed medical professional? Even if you are, it's pretty rude to make sudden, unwarranted diagnoses of people you just met.
It's pretty rude to kidnap people and turn them into super mutants. Come on, lady. You're crazy.
Okay, I guess.
What do you think of your colleagues?
Janie and Farah? Well, I don't think anybody liked me before Farah, so I'm glad we're together. Janie worries too much. She's always asking, are we doing the right thing? Is this gonna work? You don't know until you try. Edgar was the most fun of all. Too bad he miscalculated.
And yet he was the genius visionary. If he miscalculated, how can we trust you, Nellie, a scavenger who only got into this mess because you burst through the right window when you were scavenging, to not miscalculate? That's it.
You're not really gonna kill us, are you? I'm awfully young to die. You can fit a lot of experiments into 60 more years.
Gotta admire her gumption. All right, Shin. I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna listen to you anyway.
Those who commit crimes against humanity must be punished. It wouldn't be right to let them run free. Not to the people they killed, and not to the people they could kill in the future. The Brotherhood of Steel must protect the future of Appalachia, and of the world.
I mean, he does make a really good point. They killed countless people. And if we bring them back to Fort Atlas, where's the justice? But is that the Brotherhood's job? Is the Brotherhood now the police force of the wasteland? Do we now arrest people on the side of the road for being raiders? Do we bring them to the Brotherhood tribunal and put them through a court of law so that everyone is meted out justice? Is that our job now? Is that what the Brotherhood's trying to do? I think these scientists do need to be brought to justice for what they did. I don't know if death is the best form of justice, especially for two of the scientists who are at least repentant and genuinely miscalculated and didn't want to experiment on humans. They said they felt coerced into doing it, and yet they really could have stopped at any time. You really won't accept any option besides execution.
I don't see what other option there is. As I stated before, they're too dangerous to hold prisoner. So we either ignore the danger or eradicate it.
I mean, they're scientists. Ryan2Gamer says she's crazy, but she's still pretty funny. Yeah, she is pretty funny. Star Wars Paper says I couldn't let them die. You can't shoot anyone who is unarmed. It's just not a fair fight. I do feel with you there. The White Wolf says I would probably choose to execute only certain scientists here if possible, but I have to agree with Shin here. No more half measures. He makes a compelling argument, and yet the Paladin made a compelling argument as well. When Maxon executed the scientists at Mariposa, he eventually felt bad about it. He regretted that harsh decision. And Shin is putting up a false narrative here. They're too dangerous to keep prisoners. No, they're not. They're scientists. They're not dangerous. They're only dangerous if we employ them in a way that allows them to be dangerous. But to keep them prisoner, they're not going to escape. They're not going to cause a rebellion. They're not going to take up arms. They're not dangerous. They're only dangerous if we, their now captors, give them the means by which to become dangerous. And that's completely within our control now. Don't you think you're being too dogmatic?
Whether I'm being dogmatic or not is irrelevant. My goal is to find a solution to a threat, and I don't see you offering any other suggestions.
Michael McDonald says, if the Brotherhood doesn't do this sort of justice enforcement, who else will? Well, no one else will. But here's where the Brotherhood needs to make a decision. Is their goal in Appalachia to start a new civilization? To start a brand new society with them as the unelected leaders, with them as the unelected peacekeeping force? Or are they going to remain a technology cult that hoards technology to keep it out of the hands of dangerous people like these scientists and preserve their own faction by taking the resources from the wasteland and trying to make the wasteland better for people who are there who cooperate with them? I don't think rebuilding society, rebuilding civilization is their MO. What if you can't get Paladin Romani to agree?
It hasn't been a matter of if for some time now. Only a matter of when. I'm fully prepared to uphold the integrity of the Brotherhood in whatever way Romani makes necessary.
So this is the hill he's gonna die on. Earlier, Paladin Romani mentioned a mistake you made. What was that about?
That is none of your concern.
How long do you intend to sweep it under the rug like nothing happened? You're torturing yourself, Shin, and they deserve to know.
Maybe so. But this is neither the time nor the place for this discussion.
Shin, you owe it to yourself to admit that you made a mistake. Stop crumbling under the guilt and just accept it.
For those I failed then, and those I've failed since, for them, I have to do better. The raiders on the expedition route, Romani decided we would stay and fight them. But giving the order to distribute the weapons to the settlers there, it was my idea.
What?
I wanted to give them a chance. But I got them killed instead.
That was his idea? He led us to believe that was her idea the entire time. I'm not sure I understand. What weapons are you talking about?
The rocket launchers. The ones we found at the crater and foundation. We had secured those weapons from a military facility, the intent of keeping them safe. Brotherhood hands only, but there was a town being attacked by raiders. I thought that equipping the townspeople would give them a better chance. It didn't work. The town was taken over, and the weapons fell into raider hands. It's my fault that happened. I vowed to never make a mistake like that again. Despite that vow, Initiate Norland still died on my watch. I can't let the past keep repeating itself. I can't give those scientists another chance to harm innocent people.
I mean, he has unrealistic expectations. As a commander, as a military commander, people are gonna die under his command. As a civilian peacekeeper, civilians are gonna die protecting themselves. All he can do is do the best he can with the resources he has. He can't expect to prevent all innocent death. He can't expect that his soldiers will always be prepared and never die. And he can't beat himself up over it for the rest of his life. A commander has to understand that has to make these kind of really tough decisions. And the outcome isn't necessarily always his fault, as long as he's always trying to make wise decisions. And honestly, I don't think giving the weapons to the civilians was necessarily a bad idea. The alternative is that they occupy the town with Brotherhood forces to keep them safe, which they don't have the resources to do. Their party from the West Coast was small. They barely had enough soldiers to occupy Fort Atlas. They definitely didn't have enough soldiers to occupy a town, to protect and guard one small settlement out of the dozens that exist in Appalachia. The best alternative to prevent them from being overrun by raiders is to arm them so they can protect themselves, which is what he did. And I would have made that decision. It turns out that they got overrun anyway, and the weapons got into raider hands. That was hard to predict. He shouldn't beat himself up over it. Don't you think it was the most compassionate thing you could have done? Yeah.
The outcome is more important than the intent. What I learned from that mistake was not to let my feelings blind me. Some things are a lost cause. Some chances are too dangerous to take. As much as we may want to believe otherwise.
I mean, the only other choice was just to allow them all to die to raiders. And maybe that's what he's suggesting. Maybe it was more important to allow all of the settlers to just die, to be killed, than to risk those weapons getting into raider hands. And, that's honestly a compelling argument as well. So you're afraid to make another mistake. Sorry, but you've got to get over this.
There's nothing to get over. I acknowledge that I've made poor decisions then and now. That's why I'm making a better decision today. You have to see that keeping these criminals alive would be misguided and reckless.
Killing unarmed scientists is reckless, Shin. And here's his problem. He's made poor decisions in the past, at least he thinks he has, which he's really beating himself up over, but he's so determined not to make another poor decision that he doesn't see himself in the middle of already making a rash and reckless poor decision. We gain nothing by killing the scientists. We possibly prevent them from doing something else in the future, but we also prevent them from doing something else in the future by apprehending them and taking them to a secure facility under the Brotherhood's watch. We don't have to kill them. It's not the only option. He can't see that, and this is the hill he's choosing to die on. That's reckless. That's the decision a reckless commander makes. Maybe he's not suitable for command. All right, I understand what happened now.
Then I hope you'll also take away the same lesson that I did.
All right, I understand your stance.
This is bigger than all of us. I hope you understand that.
We need to come to an agreement. I won't stand for impulsive violence.
What are you proposing we do again?
The scientists are to return to Fort Atlas with us and work alongside Scribe Valdez on a new project that we all agree upon. These are smart people. They just need to be pointed in the right direction. They could still do a lot for humanity.
Brandon M. says they need justice. I agree that they need justice, but is execution justice? That's my quibble here. What would a jury of peers, of people in the wasteland do if they were to be in trial over them, if they were to judge over their trial? Would justice for scientists who made such a huge error and killed so many people be death, execution? Would it be imprisonment? Being forced to go to Fort Atlas is kind of like going to prison. They lose their freedom. They lose their freedom to work on what they want. They now have to work on what the Brotherhood wants. Don't you think the scientists' methods were unforgivable?
The methods were cruel and wrong. But no one is beyond forgiveness. What matters is what they do from today onward. Let's give them a chance to make things right.
What if Knight Shin won't agree?
Then we must stand up for what we believe. We will not allow Shin to create a hateful brotherhood which passes judgment as it sees fit. This is human life we're talking about. Haven't enough died already?
Ryan2 Gamer says, why does he not think taking prisoners is not an option? I think he thinks that taking prisoners is not an option because he's so afraid of making a mistake in the future, of allowing these guys who already killed so many people from living to continue to live. He's afraid that they might do another mass genocide, that they might kill more people. And he doesn't want that weighing on his conscience. I think Shin is, in a way, operating out of fear and lack of confidence. They both have really good points. They're both doing this with, pretty sound reasoning. Yet I think I'm falling on the side of Paladin Romani. I think in the long term, it's probably wiser to let them live. It's also less reckless to let them live, because we can kill them at any time. If we bring them back to Fort Atlas and we find that they're still trying to work on FEV, that they're lying or stealing or doing something against what the Brotherhood wants, we can still execute them. But by giving them another chance, we can allow them to try to atone for their mistakes. Two of them at least are remorseful. Should we not at least give them a chance to atone for the mistakes they made? Omega Volwin says they are unarmed, yet they murdered a lot of people. I mean, there's no arguing that. What they did was unforgivable. I'm going to side with Ramani. She is right. We should try to solve this without violence.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Unfortunately, I'm afraid it may be a breaking point for Shin. Once he realizes his authority isn't respected, I suspect he'll run back to the Elders with his tail between his legs. This chapter of the Brotherhood will become what it should be, with or without Shin.
I fear Romani may be a bit naive there. I really hope it doesn't come to this, but I think that Shin is going to try a hostile takeover of the Brotherhood.
I hope you can see what we need to do here. What we need to do for the Brotherhood.
What questions do you have for me? Or has your party made a decision?
I think we're ready to proceed with a decision.
And what has your organization decided?
We could say, well, I need more time to think about this. We could say, Knight Shin is right, you should be executed. We could say, Paladin Ramani is right. You should come to Fort Atlas and work under our supervision. This is really tough because I see where Shin is coming from. And he's operating out of an abundance of caution. The most cautious thing to do would be to kill them. If they're dead, they can't do anything worse to humanity. By leaving them alive, we are taking a bit of a gamble. Maybe something unforeseen. Maybe there's something that we just can't predict that they could do, even from Fort Atlas. But this path does prevent further bloodshed. It gives them a chance to atone for the things that they've done. And it gives the Brotherhood an opportunity to maybe someday create something that actually does benefit the people of the Wasteland. And we can kill them anytime. Paladin Romani is right. You should come to Fort Atlas and work under our supervision.
That's right. I assure you that you'll have our cooperation.
So that's it then. You and Romani would repeat the mistakes of the past and use these criminals to build more weapons of destruction. To send the world further down the path of chaos for your own gain. All while wearing the Brotherhood insignia on your chest.
Yeah.
The Brotherhood's mission has always been to use the power of science to guide us to a better world. Rather than murder great minds, we will shape them into people who will serve that mission. And we will do it without barbarians like you.
Calm down.
On that point, we agree. I refuse to serve an illegitimate branch of a principled institution. The Elders need to know about our failures. All of them. It will be my honor to give that report in person.
What? Oh, the chat has been freaking out. I love this. You guys are so engaged. Von Rex says, quick save. Oh yeah, online, no pausing, no saving. Love your streams, Ox. Thank you, Von Rex. Enclave Empire says, remember Elder Max and regretted Mariposa. I do remember that. So we have an option here to attack him. No. I mean, Shin's got a good point. Honestly, I kind of disagree with what Romani did when she destroyed the communicator. I think the West Coast definitely needs to deserve to know what went on here. And then maybe she gets stripped of her command and she's no longer part of the Brotherhood. Fine. She can still operate under her own command. She doesn't have to be part of the Brotherhood. We could say, smell you later, Shin. Hope you get eaten by a death claw on the way there. I'm going to say, you're really going to travel all the way back to California by yourself?
My best initiates will be coming with me. The ones I can trust.
Take them. There are plenty more willing recruits out there who would rather extend a helping hand than a killing blow.
You mean who'd rather cower behind the guise of altruism than take responsibility and make things right? It doesn't matter. Do as you will, Romani. The Elders will judge the outcome. Goodbye.
We are grateful. The work we do next could still change the world.
You go on ahead. I'll bring the scientists back to Fort Atlas, then we can discuss everything that's happened.
Well, I think that resolved as best as things could. I didn't want to kill Shin. He's an asshole. But I have a bit of respect for him. He's selfless. He really genuinely thinks he's doing the right thing. He really wants to help the Brotherhood and save innocent lives and hold those who commit crimes accountable. He's got a lot of noble qualities, despite the fact that he's a jerk. And so I'm glad we didn't have to kill him. I didn't want to have to kill him. I don't care what consequences that the new Appalachian chapter has to suffer once the Elders find out what we did. That doesn't concern me. So he can go tell them. I don't care what he says. I'm glad we didn't have to kill him. Well, let's loot. We get to loot. Loot, loot, loot. Oh man, and I get a surgical tray and a coffee pot. Cool. I'm surprised there was no epic weapon on Actually, I'm not surprised. I mean, he was just a scientist who mutated into a giant super mutant. It's not like he had a big epic weapon on him. That's it. All right, hold on. I gotta check his corpse one more time. I really don't want to miss anything. Omega Volwin says, splitting the Brotherhood of Steel, the Enclave thanks you, Ox. All right, Enclave, you're welcome. Modus would probably be thrilled. All right, where's his body? Oh, I'm encumbered now. Oh, that's right. I took Med-X. Crap. Oh, excuse me, man. There it is. Assault rifle, wood arm, eyeglasses. That's it. Well, goodbye, Dr. Blackburn. You were a madman. But you were a genius. Yex Hubble G says Oxhorn, traitor and enemy to the Brotherhood of Steel. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm alright with that. I've said for a very long time that many of the Brotherhood's initial goals I don't agree with. You know, they're so focused on themselves and their little group at the expense of people of the Wasteland sometimes, particularly Maxon's Brotherhood of Steel in Arthur Maxon in Fallout 4. Elder Lions, I loved his Brotherhood. I liked the Appalachian chapter, though they did some things, like they took away Thunder Mountain from the Free States, and that kind of bothered me. Oh, that's right, we can fast travel from interior cells. I keep forgetting. Where's Fort Atlas? There it is. Oh. All right, 8 pounds. 8 pounds. I mean, I never used grenades. I should have stored all these legendaries that I don't need. All right, 3 pounds. 1. 2. That stack weight is really cool. 3. Sonbul says, Ox, you can check the FEV terminal. Oh, there was a terminal? Oh, thank you, Sonbul. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Brian Sanchez says, are you going to play Bethesda's Deathloop? Maybe. I want to learn more about the game before I decide to play it, but so far it looks pretty cool. I didn't realize there was a terminal. Thank you so much, Sonbul. Ryan2Gamer says, hard choice. At least we took out the main bad guy. Yep, at least we did. Okay, where's... There it is. Viewing chamber control terminal. Code accepted. Test terminated. Manufacture order terminated. Initiating program shutdown. Shutdown complete. Oh, we could initiate the distribution procedure. Let's access project notes. Distribution plan. Regarding Dr. Farah's inquiry into our distribution method, the most efficient means is dispersal through groundwater. We will utilize existing infrastructure beneath this facility to pump our solution out into Appalachia at large. So it's Huntersville all over again. Miss Wright has used her unique expertise to conduct an inspection of the underlying structure and assures us that rerouting pre-war distribution methods is entirely feasible despite our limited personnel. While our mercenary friends may rather spend their time carousing, they are not too proud to provide what manual labor is necessary to suit our needs, provided, of course, that they are adequately compensated. Obi-Wan Kenny says the Brotherhood of Oxhorn is born today. I'll take it, thank you. Calculations. The accuracy of our formulations is critical to this project's success. We are sorely lacking in support infrastructure. This fact places a heavy burden on each member of our team. We must double and triple check our work. Every number must be correct. No decimal can be misplaced. If we are to succeed, our work can be no less than perfect. And despite all of that, it was still imperfect. Life below. This facility, our only hope for correcting our past mistakes, is haunted by them. We can hear their guttural grunts and the stomp of their monstrous feet above us every day as we toil away below. How is it we stay hidden from them? It surely isn't the mercenaries alone. It's like the mutants are repelled from this place. They avoid it. Fear it? Hard to say. In any case, I am grateful, but wary. How long will it last? I mean, I am curious. I want to find out what happens. But I also don't want to poison the entire wasteland, so we'll back away from that. Christopher Lowe says this whole DLC gave me a huge Fallout 1 vibe. Yeah, I'm getting many Fallout 1 vibes from it as well. Lots of continuity. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you, Sonbo. Oh, that's right, I can fast travel. Chat is saying, don't do it. Wouldn't risk it, Ox. I didn't risk it. Though it would be really interesting. I'm curious, did they program that in? Could we release it into the groundwater? And if so, how does that change the game? Does a character who chooses to release it into the groundwater have to fight these huge, super behemoth-like creatures for the rest of his game?
Can't the Brotherhood...
I didn't want to risk it. Here they are, assembled. Gwendolyn says they cared so much about decimal places, but probably missed a conversion between imperial and metric. It's some little thing like that. It always is. Oh, this
Friends,
is gonna...
initiates, faces new and old. It's good to see you today. I am proud to announce that the mutant threat has been cornered and removed. But it came with an unfortunate consequence. I'm sure you all know that relations between Shin and I have been strained for some time now. I'm afraid my leaving out his title is no mistake. Shin and his followers have decided to part ways with the Appalachian Brotherhood. I had every wish to work together with Shin on my mission, and still do. But he is no longer open to discussion. His loyalty to the Elders is unshakable. He would rescind his oath before besmirching the Brotherhood's name. Should he ever open his mind, I will be ready to listen. Now I have one more announcement to make. I'd like to recognize a particular initiate's exceptional contributions to our chapter. In most cases, this recognition would take the form of a standard rank increase. However, being a knight is a dedicated responsibility, and it's become quite clear to me that this initiate has obligations beyond just the Brotherhood of Steel. I won't take you away from Appalachia. As such, I'm granting you the unique title of Knight Errant.
Hey, that's
Why
awesome.
don't you come stand between Scribe Valdez and I, so I may officially confer your title?
Oh man, we're gonna get knighted. I hope she pulls out a sword. Here I am.
For exceptional contributions to the Appalachian Brotherhood of Steel, I hereby name you Knight Errant. You may split your time with the Brotherhood as you see fit. We are forever grateful for what you've done for us. Now,
Awesome.
everyone, feel free to take a short break before your next assignment. You've earned it.
No sword, though. I wanted to get knighted. Man, I'm really curious to see what this would have looked like with Shin. Wow, everybody's really happy to see me. Initiate Houston.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. What are we gonna do? Who's gonna handle everything? Who's gonna lead the recruits? What am I gonna do? Oh gosh.
Omega Baldwin says they won't even let you join, Ox. Lol. No, I did join. I've been an initiate this entire time. But all she said was that she gave me a unique title. I don't only serve the Brotherhood. She recognized that my character serves the Brotherhood, but also serves Foundation and also has other obligations in the Wasteland. So we just have a unique title. But we are an official member of the Brotherhood. Oh, I gotta do it. We could say, deep breaths, Houston, deep breaths. We could say, what's the matter? Or we could say, yep, everything's falling apart, baby. It's gonna be great. Let's choose that.
Not helping. Definitely not helping. I don't do well with really big changes. I think I need some time to process this. I'm gonna sit down.
Oh, Houston. Off she goes. Hey, Russell
Knight
Dorsey.
Errant, it's been an honor to serve with you.
The guy who's been there from the very beginning, even before we got here. God love Russell Dorsey.
Did that really just happen? I knew things between the higher-ups were shaky, but I didn't think one of them would actually leave, especially Knight Shin. I mean, it seemed like the Brotherhood was everything to him.
We owe this victory to you, Knight Errant.
Well, I guess things are going to change a bit around here.
Amanda says Houston's voice is Parvati. You're right. That sounded a lot like Parvati. Thank you, Amanda.
On your promotion, Knight Errant.
We could say it's for the better. Paladin Romani has a beautiful vision for the Brotherhood.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. Look forward to it, even. Whatever reorganization we need to do, I'm sure it'll shake out into something even better than what we've got right now. Paladin Romani is the leader I want to follow. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to it. See you around, Knight Errant.
Thank you, Russell. Always good to have you around. Who else can we talk to? Well, Valdez.
So, Knight Shin is gone. I can't believe it. I wanted to be optimistic about their conflict, right up until the end. But the more I think about it, the more I feel like maybe this was inevitable. If only there was more I could have done. Well, both of them would die for their beliefs. At least this way they can pursue those beliefs separately, rather than killing each other over them.
I'm glad it didn't come to that. It's unfortunate things turned out this way. Yeah, we don't have Shin killing the mood around here either. Honestly, I'd rather they had both killed each other. Or we could flirt with her and say, none of that matters as long as I still have you. Wow. Wow. We're co-workers. We've been professional this entire time. And now my vault survivor is going to lay it on thick and say, hey, I still have you, baby. Sure, why not?
Well, that's going a bit far, isn't it? But it's a very nice thing to say. Thank you.
We could flirt with both of them. We flirted with Valdez and we flirted with Romani earlier. That's hilarious. So what are you going to do now?
I'm going to keep doing my job. With one officer down, there's going to be a lot of slack to pick up. There's still a lot more I'd like to see out there, but right now, I need to support the Brotherhood.
How do you think the Brotherhood will fare with its new leader?
Things are gonna get a lot looser around here. Paladin Romani never believed in strict regulations. She's going to focus on recruitment and outreach. Well, if she can find the time.
Thanks for everything you've done.
Don't mention it. As the resident scribe, it's my job to keep things functioning around here.
Until next time.
Until next time.
All right, Romani. Oh, please don't tell me we get a flirt dialogue with her, too. It's just get awkward.
So, Knight Errant, how does your new title feel?
Oh my gosh, we really do? We could flirt and say, it feels like you've really noticed me. Is that right, Leela? Oh my gosh. Or we could say, like a freshly polished pair of shoes, exquisite. Like a bit of a consolation prize. Does this mean I can never become a knight or a paladin? Awful. I was hoping to be free of the Brotherhood after this. All right, Leela, we'll flirt.
Flouting decorum, are we? You're lucky I'm into that. And
Whoa.
yes, I have noticed you.
She's into it. So what's going to happen to the Brotherhood now?
Now, we can start making the Brotherhood the benevolent organization I always wanted it to be. Our focus has to be helping the people of Appalachia, reaching out a hand and making them feel safe. This is a new dawn. Be proud that you were a part of it.
And yet, 180 years later, when Elder Lyons crosses the continental United States to head towards the ruins of the capital wasteland, he doesn't find them. He finds no evidence of them. What happens to the Appalachian Brotherhood in those 180 years here in West Virginia that makes them disappear? Maybe we'll find out. But how are you feeling about everything?
I'm disappointed Shin would turn his back on us, but it's certainly better than the alternative. There were times I truly wondered what I would do if it came to it. If Shin pointed his gun at me, I know what I would do. So I'm grateful he didn't make me do it.
I am too. I honestly thought that's what it was going to come to, and I didn't want to kill Shin. For all of his faults, he was dedicated, he was genuine, he was honest. He had so many good character traits, despite his bad character traits as well. This is probably the best of what could have happened. Well, we've talked with everyone else, so... Well, no, there's a few other people we haven't talked to. I'd still like to talk to some other people.
Take your time. You're a topic of celebration today. I'm sure they want to talk to you as well.
So...
Congratulations on your promotion, Knight Errant.
Oh, thank you, Colin. But Marcia, you're back with your family. How do you feel?
Hey!
What do you think about Romani staying in charge?
Well, I think the best chance the Brotherhood has at reaching some sort of truce with the Raiders is with Romani. Then again, she is pretty self-righteous and still needs to learn to live and let live.
Imagine what she would have said with Shin still in charge. How have things been for you at Fort Atlas?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually starting to like it here. I do miss Pierce, Sheena, and Burke, though. I hope that they're staying safe. The loss of my mother still hurts, but I know now the Brotherhood isn't solely to blame. Thanks for showing me a different perspective.
I mean, who had your mother's necklace? Did you just not even make that connection? My mother had one just like that. Raiders? She just never puts that together. I have to go.
See ya.
And then Maximo.
Can you put in a good word for me with Paladin Romani?
Are you happy Marcia is back?
Yeah, except when she bosses me around. But soon I'll be big like her and she won't be able to do that anymore.
I'll still be able to take you, little twerp.
No way. I'm gonna be super strong and have power armor. You won't even stand a chance.
Family. I think we've been through all of these dialogue options before. Let's try them.
Oh, well, my name is Maximo. You can call me Max, though, for short. My big sister Marcia and I...
Yeah, we've done all of that.
No worries.
Colin!
Oh, hello again. Hello, Knight Errant.
This is the guy at the farm that we convinced to come here, right? How's the training going, Colin? They make you an initiate yet?
No, still in training. With everything that happened, it really put the brakes on the process, you know? Nobody knew who to listen to. Except maybe Scrot Valdez. Now that Knight Shin's gone, I hope things will move forward, for all of us.
How do you feel about the Brotherhood now with everything that's happened?
This schism hurt. It hurt us personally to conflict with one another, and it hurt the Brotherhood. But we can move forward now. The Paladin's the right leader for us. She can build something for Appalachia that Knight Shin couldn't.
Gotta go.
Take care of yourself, Knight Errant. Ad Victoriam.
That's a cool title to
Knight
get.
Errant, it's been an honor to serve with you.
Okay, these are random
We owe this
Brotherhood
victory
initiates.
to you, Knight Errant.
Hey, Initiate Dodge. What do you got to say?
These recruits really brings me back. That spark of hope in their eyes. Maybe we can do it right this time.
CD says he didn't find them because neither are good leaders. He didn't find the Midwestern chapter either. Could it just be that Lyons was bad at finding missing Brotherhood chapters? Maybe. Ryan2Gamer says Marcy's logic bugs the heck out of me, lol. Yeah, maybe she's just young. All right, we've been through all of these. Here we go. Any thoughts on the dispute between Romani and Shin?
I don't envy where you stand. One foot on land, the other on a boat setting out to sea. Do you hop on? Trust your captain to lead you right? Or stand firm on the land you know? Now, one thing's for sure. If you don't decide, your ass will be in the water before you know it. Think carefully going forward. That's all I can say.
All right, I think that dialogue option was there before we made our decision. But this one's new. Any thoughts about how things panned out?
Hedging your bets on Romani was bold. As the years roll on, she's gonna learn a thing or two about just how on our own we really are out here. I think she's got what it takes to make it happen, but she's gonna need people she can trust to step up, carry on that legacy. I wish the best for Shin, really. He was a real pain in the ass, but not a bad person. Glad he could walk out of this alive, at least.
Me too. Hey, I like the new look.
Thanks. Keep working your ass off on those daily ops, and maybe I'll throw a set your way. Just so you know, the eye patch isn't included.
Brotherhood of Steel Paladin says, is Dodge's voice actor also Kellogg? I don't know. I don't think so. There is something gravelly about the two voices. Kellogg's was much more sinister. I don't know. I'll have to look it up.
You too. Stay safe out there.
Knight Errant, it's been an honor to serve with you.
Did you need something?
How's Marcia been doing?
She has been in better spirits than I've ever seen her. I might even say that she's starting to enjoy her time here. Hey, who knows? Maybe she'll even join the Brotherhood one day. We'd be an even better organization with her in it.
Are you glad it's still Romani in charge?
I've always liked Paladin Romani, and she's focused on helping people. Her charismatic and optimistic nature makes it easier for the Brotherhood to continue to exist in Appalachia.
Keith says, what if they did find them and they're covering it up? You mean Lyon's expedition found the Midwestern chapter, destroyed them all, found the Appalachian chapter, destroyed them all? Or maybe they didn't destroy them all. They couldn't have. Lyons couldn't have destroyed the Midwestern chapter if the Midwestern chapter survived in any carnation that we know of. Maybe they just found them and didn't mention it because they wanted to keep it a secret from the Western chapter. Possible. Always possible. I think we went through this one, so I'll say I gotta go.
See you around.
Soren on Facebook with a donation of stars. Thank you, Soren. Jared on Facebook says, you're back when I just came by to break, and already you destroyed the Brotherhood. Did you just not even? Why did you destroy the Brotherhood? Why abandon Knight Shin? He would have done right by with the Brotherhood guy. Why did you betray the Brotherhood? Why banned in Knight Shin? Knight shooting, that would have been my best choice. I choose him. That he was better leader. He says he's going to do the right with the Brotherhood, and the initiate is he shows some treats that, well, Jared, I see that you are passionate about my choice here, and you know, it was a very difficult choice. I'm sorry you weren't here when I went through all of my reasoning aloud, why I made the decision that I did. You can check it on the VOD after the broadcast, but it was a difficult choice. Shin, he's a good guy, you know, he was dedicated to the Brotherhood, but I still think Romani is going to be better for Appalachia. All right, Paladin Romani.
Enjoying the hors d'oeuvres?
Well, my business at Fort Atlas is done for now. I'm heading out.
Don't be a stranger. There will always be a place for you at Fort Atlas. Ad Victoriam.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin. The Catalyst. Crafting item unlocked. Hellcat. Power armor. What? Yes! You mean I don't have to grind gold bullion for 2 months of my life in order to get it? Thanks, guys! I've got the crafting recipes now, and I don't need gold bullion. Heck yeah. Is it easy to craft? Let's see what it costs. Oh, things are going to be so different with Knight Shin gone.
Victorium? Ugh, good going, Mecca. Right in front of my chin, too.
Did she say vid actorium? Okay, craft. Hellcat. Oh, steel. Oh, I've got everything but steel. It's because I've been using steel for all of my ammo crafting. Oh, man. I want a full suit so bad. You're given a free set. I got a free set. No Name says crafting item unlocked. Communist power armor. Oh, God. No, thank you. Did I get a free set? Yes! Oh. Oh, look at that. You're right. I did get a free set. Oh, man, these devs are so nice to me. I didn't even have to craft it because I didn't have enough steel. Look at that. How does this make sense in the universe? It's awesome. But how does this make sense? Where did this come from? I love it. I love everything about it. But how?
Oh, God.
How did the mercenary group have their own suit of power armor? Did they explain it? No, they just dumped it in my inventory. But now I need to know. Is it pre-war? Is it post-war? Is it post-war made on pre-war diagrams and blueprints? How does this exist in the universe? It's cool. It's really cool. They modified it. Did they modify it? I mean, we're all just making up our own headcanon now. Because did they tell us? No. They're not going to tell us. Oh, that is the sickest suit of power armor. That is so cool looking. I gotta say, that's gotta be one of my most favorite suits. Whoever designed this just did a bang-up job. Look at that. So cool.
Brotherhood and Dr. Hardy and everyone. Okay, you got this.
Wow.
Okay, Eric.
It's giving me Doom Guy vibes. Anyone else getting Doom Guy vibes? I mean, Hellcat. That is a great suit of power armor. Look at how beautiful it is.
For the Brotherhood and Dr. Hardy and everyone. Okay, you got this.
$68.68.49.
Initiate Houston, reporting for duty.
68.48.48. So it's not better. 114, 114.65. 96.80.80. Could that just be because I haven't upgraded it yet?
Oh God, why did I say that?
Julian Z says, also, Ox, you need gold bullion for the mods, though. Of course I do. Gemma the Tea Lady says, chill, Ox. Don't question it. Don't punch a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, maybe you're right.
I'm forgetting something.
Oh, that's right. In this game, there aren't tiers. So we can't upgrade it to, like, a different tier. Legendary mods. Ooh. Did I ever get any legendary cores? No, I don't have any legendary cores. I complete the entire story for Steel Rain, and I didn't get any legendary cores. Alban Forsberg says, life is good, Ox, but playing Life is Strange Remastered releasing this year will make life even better. Life is Strange, I'll have to check it out. Jared on Facebook says, sorry, autocorrect. One thing I want to tell you, that if you chose Night Shin, and this is helping you, if you choose My Skin Feels Remorseful, if you choose Night Shin, wow, autocorrect is really not your friend today. If you choose Night Shin, he feels remorseful, like he wants to be worried with it, with the initiative, and he also wants to reconnect with the Brotherhood. Yeah, like I've said, there are a lot of good character qualities about Night Shin. Omega Volwin says it means T-51B is still the pinnacle of power armor. Yeah, I'm glad that they didn't make it totally better than T-51B, because if they start setting that precedent, where does it end? Every new DLC, a new suit of power armor, and it's always better than the stuff in the vanilla game. You can't, that doesn't work forever. So I'm glad that the stats of this suit are reasonable. They're within the realm of reason. But still, it means that the current suit that I have is better.
And everyone. Okay.
Gwendolyn says the full set has a damage reduction bonus on ballistic attacks. Does it? Oh, I gotta see what that looks like. Reduces incoming ballistic damage by 2%.
Reporting for duty.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we get a 10% bonus to reducing incoming ballistic damage while wearing a full set. Now that's cool. Giving us a legitimate reason to prefer it over something else. Man, I love the way this looks.
Oh, good going, Errant.
I'm gonna have to get a jetpack now. Look at the paint on that. What a beefy suit of armor. The lore's gonna bother me though. Julian Z says the Ox, each piece has flat damage reduction that stacks. Thank you, Julian. And then Marson says, so I've been slaving over Scorch Beasts, grinding challenges only to realize you started streaming. At least I got to see the end. You did indeed, my friend. And the video on demand replay will be up shortly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we did it. We completed our quest. Let's go back to camp. Always over encumbered. I've got this brand new suit of power armor. Of course I'm over encumbered. Crap. Well, I've got everything I need here.
For the Brotherhood, and Dr. Hardy, and everyone. Okay, you got this.
I'm still over encumbered. I'm over encumbered by a lot, by almost 100 pounds. I wonder why it is. Oh, that's right, because I had the weight mods installed on my T-51B.
I know I'm forgetting something.
Headlamp, says Joel. Oh, you want to see what the headlamp looks like? Gwendolyn says excavator is my favorite because of bonus to mining. So much lead from a run through Lucky Hole mine.
Oh, God.
All right, let's see what the headlamp
Why
looks
did I
like.
say that?
It had better look like a big red V shape. Are you ready? Please don't be a white circle. Oh, yeah! Look at that! It's not a red V shape, but it's a big red glow. They thought of that. Oh, that's so cool. It's not a white circle like they did with the Exo 1 and Fallout 4. That's great. Oh, great. Now all my lore videos are going to have a red tinge to them. Well, I'll worry about my carry limit later. No Name says, time to return to everyone's favorite Santa bot. Maybe. Look, we've been going for about 2.5 hours now. This is a shorter stream than I typically do on my streaming Mondays, but I don't feel like an hour and a half is really enough time for me to get my feet wet into Mass Effect 1, which is the game I typically stream on Mondays. So I'm not going to do another stream today. Instead, I'm going to end the broadcast now that we've completed everything. I'm going to get to work on my Fallout 3 Metro lore video for the weekend. That extra time is going to make it so that I get the video done on time. Wolf Dragon Tamer says, hello, Oxhorn and chat. I'm happy to announce that I will be getting into beekeeping. Wow. I have a single hive box and a few supplies. Just need to find a good location to live at to start before buying bees. What a cool hobby that you're getting into. I'm excited for you, Wolf Dragon Tamer. I got into cacti during the pandemic. My cactuses are still alive to this day. Haven't killed any yet. But beekeeping, wow, that's a commitment. I love it. Anyway, thanks for coming, everybody. No Mass Effect stream right now. We'll continue with Mass Effect next week on Monday. Same Ox time, same Ox channel, around 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time. For the rest of this week, since we completed Steel Rain, we'll get back to our regular schedule of live streams. So that means Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Wednesday. I need to choose a new game for Thursday's Scotch and Smoke Rings. Maybe hop on Twitter. Let me know what scary horror game you think I should play for Thursday. Then Friday, we're back with Days Gone, which I've really been enjoying. And then for the weekend, it'll be episode 3 in my series on Fallout 3 Metro. All of the Metro stations and systems in the Capital Wastelands. I'm having a blast with that series. I know you guys have been enjoying it. I hope you're looking forward to my next stream. Heather Gallagher says, go talk to the traveling vendor. I'd have to track her down. John W. says, new vendor, Minerva. All right, hold on. And I just finished that outro and everything. Tell you what. I'll go to Foundation. I'll go to Foundation, see if she's there. If she's not there, then I'll end the broadcast. Heather Gallagher says she's at Foundation. All right, well, let's go check her out.
Initiate Houston, reporting for duty.
Hold on, I need to rename this. How do I rename it?
Brotherhood and Dr. Hardy and everyone. Okay.
Okay, let's see if the new merchant is at Foundation. If she is, we'll have a conversation with her, see what she's got for sale, and then I'll end the broadcast. Jared says, just a quick question. Will you do a replay for Steel Rain for lore and side with Night Shin? I won't do another live stream of Steel Rain. However, I may in the future do a lore series like I did with Wastelanders. And if I do, then I'll use my evil character to... I say evil character. I don't think siding with Night Shin is evil. Let me say alternative. I'll use my alternative character to side with Night Shin and see what that would look like.
I don't understand why we can't get a few
Oh,
more
look at
Sunnies
that!
to do the boring job.
She's right at the entrance. Minerva, open. All right, Minerva, what have you got for sale?
Couldn't resist, could you? Well, it's no surprise. There's few that can match my prices.
What sorts of things do you sell here?
You'd think with all the carnival barking I do, I wouldn't get this question much. But alas, here I go, answering it again. My caravan sells recreations of all sorts of rare plans and recipes, at discounted prices no less. I've got what you'd call a photographic memory. If I've seen it, I can picture it, and draw it exactly so. The human copying machine, they say, but I suspect that name will lose its veneer once anyone that remembers copying machines has died off. If you're interested in plans at unbeatable prices, I'm the best that the Blue Ridge Caravan Company has.
A photographic memory? Isn't that a waste of your talent?
And what else could I be spending my talent on, pray tell? Turning a profit is all I know, and all I ever want to know.
You're with the Blue Ridge Caravan Company, right?
Sure am. Been with them since I was a pint-sized brainy brat. I'm originally from D.C. Survived the bombs thanks to my local library, seconding as a bomb shelter. Wound up wandering from group to group, until my talents caught the eye of some Blue Ridge folks passing through. I ended up being an apprentice for a book salesman, and rewriting books by hand. He was a dear friend, and a great mentor. After he passed, I took over his caravan. Switched from books to something a little more catered to the modern survivor's needs, though. But Blue Ridge are my business partners, and my family. I couldn't ask for a better one. Sure thing.
How long will you be here?
Not long. So if you've got your eye on something, act fast. My stock is constantly rotating with new and exciting observations from my travels. But that also means you're unlikely to see the same thing on back-to-back visits, so grab what you can while I'm here.
I thought you make all this from memory. Why can't you just offer everything all the time?
My mind may be unending, but I can only draw so much before my wrist snaps in two. Not many treatments for carpal tunnel syndrome in the wasteland, you know?
Jared says, I hope you're not saying that now that Shin is evil, lol. No, I'm not saying that. I don't think Shin is evil.
What else did you want to know?
What's with the big ghoul in the hat?
Tommy? Well, it wouldn't be a caravan without someone riding shotgun. He may seem intimidating, but he's a big, goofy teddy bear. Loves to chat, so say hi. Try and steal something, though, and he will rip your sternum out. I've seen him do it. Very graphic.
Captain Chronic confirms it in the chat and says, yes, Keithy Farley does the voice of Kellogg and Dodge. Awesome. Thank you for that confirmation, Captain. Granger says, I agree with not killing the scientist, but what if they use Atlas to put FEV into the air? Love all you do. Well, with the Brotherhood there, I think they'll stop that. Let's hope so. Ryan2Gamer says, does she have a den? Lol. Minerva's den? Lol. Ah, I see what you did there. Thank you, Ryan2Gamer.
Mm-hmm. But don't forget, I won't be around here forever. Make sure you grab the goods you want before they're gone.
Right. Plan, cattle prod, backpack, farmable dirt tiles, Gauss minigun, Secret Service, super reactor, 1500. Symptomatic in the Warglaive. No T65, which is all I want. Super reactor. That looks cool.
My travels take me far and wide. Today, Foundation. But maybe next time, I'll be in the crater. In other words, buy something while you can.
Tommy Tentoes.
I wouldn't cause no trouble if I was you. Been a while since I gotta smack somebody.
How's life as a caravan guard, Tommy Tentoes?
Oh, well, you know, none too bad, none too good. A lot of walking, a bit of shooting. Mostly just standing around trying to look all intimidating like.
How'd you get your name? This is gonna be good.
Well, they call me Tommy Ten Toes on account of my 10 toes on the one foot. They used to call me Tommy the Nose. Pretty sure it's because I knows a lot. I knows about business, I knows about guns, I knows it all. But after getting all ghouly, they stopped calling me the Nose. And maybe they don't think I knows it like I used to. But I got these toes, though, you know, more than I can count. Wait, 15. 15 toes. Oh, now you see? Tommy still knows.
Oh, this guy's great. Who wrote this guy? He's hilarious. Hold on a second. 10 toes on 1 foot?
Oh, yeah. You want to see him? Oh, sorry. Minerva said I can't be taking my shoes off in front of customers no more. Especially after what happened in Chattanooga. That poor little doggy.
Did you kick a dog in Chattanooga? Or did the dog go for his toes? Did the dog choke on one of his toes? And how many does he have on the other foot? None? Or no, he said 5. So he's got 15 toes?
Hey, anytime, pal.
So what's it like working for Minerva?
To be clear, Tommy don't work for Minerva. Tommy works for the Blue Ridge Caravan Company. But seeing as I only ever gets paired with Minerva, I guess it don't make much difference. Anyway, she's all right. Hey, you know that she draws them pictures of guns and stuff herself, right? And people are actually buying them? Maybe I should sell some drawings, too. I draw animals real good. Like them kangaroos, so, and the rhinoceroses. You know. I love rhinoceroses. You ever been to the zoo? I miss zoo.
This guy's great. Of course.
Yeah, I thought so. You look like the zoo type. Got it right again, Tommy.
See what he says if we say no.
Yeah, to be clear, but seeing as... Anyway. I love... You see, that's too bad. There's not enough zoos these days. People are being deprived, I tell you.
My recreations at a discount.
Another time, then. Okay.
Well, who needs a zoo when we're surrounded by monsters all the time? I think the Blue Ridge Caravan is my favorite faction in this game. Alright, I don't know if anything else has changed here.
Sandwiches, subs, grinders, and hoagies are the same thing as Sonny's. They are all...
Oh, there he is. I was wondering where Samuel went. I wonder if they fixed his naked bug, where he would spawn naked.
Clean up this, fix that. Oh, never seems to end.
Great. Wow. At least it's nice out.
All right. Well, we found Minerva. We found Tommy Ten Toes. Excellent character. And now I'm going to have to go. Thanks again for coming, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. And I'll see you Wednesday bright and early for my live stream of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Bye-bye now.